Race fans, it's time to go racing. We got Heat 1 for POWRi Super Stocks coming out onto the track. It's going to be on the pole for Heat 1. Going to be the 05 of Dale Berry and his outside the 21W of Ted Welchmeyer. Row number 2 going to be the 164 of Michael Muskrat and the 1X of Mitchell Waters. Row 3, you got the X221 of Jerry Brown and the 44 of James Neischwanger and the 56 of Mark Davis. Going to be row number 4. All right, so they're going to roll the moisture in around the speedway. And I think the 44 of James Neischwanger unable to make the call. And I tell you what, the 1X of Mitchell Waters, that is a pretty looking car. Easy, don't fall and lose that walking taco. They're good, aren't they? Yeah, that's my favorite. All right, we're going to get the one to go from the starter stand. And that means we're going to be green flag racing when they come out of turn 4. Dale Berry, Ted Welchmeyer on that front row. Michael Muskrat and Mitchell Waters going to be row number 2. And Jerry Brown, Mark Davis going to round out the field in row 3 as James Neischwanger unable to make the call for Heat 1. Into 3, coming out of turn number 4. Green flag is going to be in the air. They're going to hustle down on the 1 and 2. Ted Welchmeyer jumps out front. Dale Berry going to try to run him down. Oh, Michael. My goodness, Mark Davis just split the gap and ran right between Waters and Brown. Going to thread the needle as lap 1 goes to Welchmeyer, Berry, Muskrat. That's your top 3. Followed in by Davis, Waters, and Brown. Out front, it is the 21 of Ted Welchmeyer. As he's up on the top shelf letting her eat. Dale Berry running that mid to low line. Michael Muskrat going to be going up top as well, trying to find some running room and get some momentum to get around the 05 of Dale Berry. Mark Davis sitting in 4th. He's going to be up top as well. But out of turn 4, it's the 21W. Ted Welchmeyer tiptoeing through the tulips all the way around the mighty Midway as he's going to be leading the charge. Been in charge since the drop of green. Out of turn 4 is still Welshmeyer. Muskrat's got something figured out now. As Muskrat going to be door to door with Barry. Out of turn 4, the battle for second is underway. Michael Muskrat going to move into the number 2 spot by a bumper. Here comes Mitchell Waters in that 1X. White flag is in the air. One more trip around. Oh, Dale Berry takes it back. Mitchell Waters up there. It's going to be an all-out battle for second, third, and fourth as they're going to go down the back stretch for the final time. Coming out of turn number 4, checkered flag waves for the 21W at Ted Welshmeyer. Dale Berry second. The 1X gonna take that number 3 spot. That was a good little battle right there. Now we're gonna get ready to pull out heat 2 for our super stocks. Second and final heat for the super stocks. On the pole gonna be the 53 of Danny O'Neill, onto his outside the 28K of Chris Kircher. Row 2 gonna be the 5 of Peyton McDowell and the 12 of Jody Romig. Row number 3 gonna be the 2A of Ace O'Neill and the 21C of Sean Clare. And row number 4 going to be the 10R, Chris Roaming. All right, race fans, here we go. Lights are down. Green flag's about to come out as they come out of turn number 4. It's go time. The 28K, Chris Kircher jumps out to that early race lead, but here comes the 5 of Peyton McDowell right there in the Mustang. Going to try to run down that 28K. The 12 there, Jody Romig sits in third. Danny O'Neill going to battle him as it is Kircher, McDowell, Romig, your top 3. Then you go, oh, look out, the 12 goes around. And that is going to bring out the yellow. We go immediately to the yellow. Lights are down, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be green flag when they come out of turn 4, Delaware double file restart. Out of turn 4, green flag is in the air. And a 1 and 2, Chris Kircher going to lead them. Peyton McDowell second, Ace O'Neill going to be in that number 3 spot. The 12 of Jody Romig already back up to 4th, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Danny O'Neill going to round out your top 5. Then you got Sean Clare and Chris Roaming. It's still Chris Kircher out front. Peyton McDowell trying to run him down. Ace O'Neill trying to run down McDowell as we've kind of gone single file through this heat race. Everybody bumper to bumper in a line on the bottom side of the speedway. Sean Clare trying to get a run out of 2 down the backstretch on the 53 of Danny O'Neill. That's the battle on the speedway right now, and it is for 5th. As Danny O'Neill holds on to that number 5 spot. Two more trips around as they come out of turn 4 down the front stretch. Chris Kircher, your race leader. Peyton McDowell, Ace O'Neill, your top 3. Jody Romick, 4th. Sean Clare sits in that number 5 spot. Coming out of turn 4, gonna see the white flag. One more trip around for the 28K of Chris Kircher. Turn 4, checkered flag waves for the 28K of Chris Kircher. Peyton McDowell 2nd and Ace O'Neill 3rd. Well, that's going to wrap up our POWRi Super Stock Heat races. Up next, we got some Young Gun Hornets. These are the kids, the young'uns. They're going to be out showing us if they got what it takes to carry on the dirt track racing in the family. Heat 1 rolling out right now on the poles. The 85J of Joseph Aiken to his outside, the 18 of Ryan Wolgamut. Row 2 going to be the 44 of Laney Dublin and the 9 of Maddox Dunn to her outside. All right, lights are down. We got the one to go from the starter's stand. They're going to be green flag when they come out of turn 4. We're going to go down the back stretch at a snail's pace. Joseph Aiken, Ryan Wolgamut on that front row. Laney Dublin, Maddox Dunn, row 2. Green flag is in the air out of turn 4. My, these kids are stomping on the loud pedal as they're going to go down the back stretch. Joseph Aiken out front as he's going to lead them down into 3. Ryan Wolgamut going to be sitting 2nd, Laney Dublin 3rd, and Maddox Dunn rounds out the field. Joseph Aiken, your race leader. Ryan Wolgamut in that 18 machine trying to run him down. Maddox Dunn trying to get up and around the 44 there of Laney Dublin. Oh, Joseph Aiken off the power. That's going to let the 18 of Ryan Wolgamut come around. Looks like Joseph trying to get that car back under wraps as you got 2 to go. Out of turn 2 down the backstretch. They're going to be down they go. Joseph Aiken's going to get the lead going into 3. Out of turn 4, you're going to see the white flag in the air. One more trip around. Into 3 they go for the final time coming. Out of turn number 4, checkered flag waves for the 85J of Joseph Aiken. Ryan Wolgamut 2nd and Laney Dublin 3rd. That's going to wrap up Heat 1 for your Young Gun Hornets. Up next, going to be Heat 2 on the poles. Going to be the 66 of Max Dublin and his outside the 8 of Carter Parrish. Row 2 going to be the 3C of Charlie O'Neill and the 25 of Rhett Edgar. All right, lights are down, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to be green flag racing when they come out of turn 4. Max Dublin, Carter Parrish on the front row. Charlie O'Neill and Rhett Edgar going to be that second row. All right. That was not a very good start, so we're going to try it again. Down the backstretch and into 3, Max Dublin, Carter Parrish. Green flag is in the air. Oh, Rhett Edgar already. Never mind, just kidding. I thought Rhett Edgar had trouble, and then he just got back on the power. Max Dublin out front as they go through 3 and 4. Carter Parrish second, Charlie O'Neill third. And Rhett Edgar going to round up the field, but here comes Rhett Edgar in that 25, going to try to run down the rest of the field after he had a little bit of trouble. Charlie O'Neill coming around Carter Parrish on the outside. Oh, they're slicing and dicing. Carter Parrish might be having trouble because it looks like his car speeds up then slows down and speeds up then slows down. Charlie O'Neill doesn't know what to do. Should I go high, low? Where do I go? Max Dublin, your race leader, out of 4, crossing the stripe. Carter Parrish, Charlie O'Neill. And Rhett Edgar rounds out the field. This time by, you're going to see 2 more trips around for the 66 there of Max Dublin. Down the backstretch, the field's going to go. White flag waves. It's going to be checkers or wreckers time. Down the backstretch for the final time we go. Into 3. Coming out of turn number 4. Checkered flag waves for the 66 of Max Dublin. Carter Parrish, Charlie O'Neill, your top 3. Well, as you can see, we got the bright red water truck out on the track, which means we're going to lay a little bit of moisture down before we roll out your POWRi B mods for their first heat. There's 2 heats of B mods tonight. I figured the water trucks out there would make some water sounds, make it legit. Here we go. POWRi B-Mod Heat 1 on the pole. The 18C of Justin Newman and his outside. The 5C of Brian Cook. Row number 2 going to be the 65 of Chris Jackson and the 49 of Mason Rodden. Row number 3 going to be the 29 of Scott Wicker and the 14C of Cody Crabtree. All right, race fans, here we go. Lights are down, and we will be green flag when they come out of turn 4. Justin Newman, Brian Cook on that front row. Chris Jackson, Mason Rodden, row 2. Scott Wicker and Cody Crabtree going to round out the field. Into 3, coming out of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. Justin Newman, race leader, out of 2 down the backstretch, but here comes the 65 of Chris Jackson. Jackson knows this track better than anybody. He's no stranger to victory lane. But look at here comes Scott Wicker. Right there, Newman goes high, Jackson down on the bottom side. New race leader down the backstretch and into 3. Out of turn 4 it is. Chris Jackson, Wicker, Newman, your top 3. Chris Jackson still your race leader. Scott Wicker sits in second. Justin Newman up. Oh, he goes way high. Mason Rodden going to come around to take over the number 3 spot. And we got one around in the middle of 1 and 2. And he's going to, he's going to park it. Yellow is out. Yellow is out. The yellow is out for the 14C of Cody Crabtree as he looped it around over there in 1 and 2. Green flag out of turn 4 down the front stretch. We're going to go. and we got a couple of them around. Cody Crabtree, Mason Rodden bringing out the yellow at 1 and 2. Green flag is back in the air. Chris Jackson going to lead them on down the front stretch into 1 and 2. Scott Wicker going to be right there. Justin Newman going to be sitting there in that number 3 spot. But here comes Brian Cook in 4th. But out of turn 4, it is all Chris Jackson in the 65. The 29 is Scott Wicker right there in 2nd. A little bit of oh, look out. Mason Rodden goes around in turn 2, I mean. Yellow is out. Yellow, yellow, yellow. The yellow is out as Mason Rodden loops it around over there in the bottom of turn 2. Out of turn 4, green flag going to be back in the air as we're going to hustle on down on 1 and 2. Still Chris Jackson, your race leader. Scott Wicker, 2nd. Brian Cook, 3rd. Mason Rodden going to be sitting in that number 4 spot. Out of turn 4, white flag's gonna wave for the 65 of Chris Jackson. as they're going to go down to the 1 and 2 for the final time. Down the backstretch, a lot of separation between Jackson and Wicker as they go into 3. Coming out of turn number 4, checkered flag waves for the 65 of Chris Jackson. Scott Wicker second and Brian Cook third. That's going to wrap up Heat 1 for your POWRi B mods. All right, as you can see, we're laying some moisture down around the top part of the speedway. Here we go. Heat number 2 on the pole. Going to be the 5 of Robert White. And to his outside, the 2 of Eric Graves. Row number 2 going to be the 11 of Waylon Dimmitt and the 55 of Colson Kirk. And row 3 going to be the 68 of Donnie Betts. Down into 3 out of turn 4. Green flag is going to be in the air. They're going to hustle down the back stretch out of 2. Robert White, your race leader. Waylon Dimmitt second. Eric Graves third. Oh, look out. The 55 at Colson Kirk goes around in 3 and 4. Bringing out the yellow for the 55 at Colson Kirk. Green flag out of turn 4. Robert White leads them on down on 1 and 2. Eric Graves now up there battling for second with the 11 of Waylon Dimmitt. As they're going to go down into turn 3, Colson Kirk sits there in 4. Donnie Betts 5th. Out of turn 4, it's Robert White. Waylon Dimmitt up to second. Waylon Dimmitt now trying to get around Robert White on the top side of the speedway. As the battle for the lead is underway now, Robert White down to the bottom side, Waylon Dimmitt running that mid to high line as they come out of 2 down the back stretch. They're going to drag race it out. Into 3, the drive is on. Out of turn 4, you got a new race leader, the 11 of Waylon Dimmitt. Robert White sits there in second, Colson Kirk 3rd, Eric Graves 4th, then Donnie Betts rounds out the field in 5th. Down the back stretch, we're going to go over single file kindergarten style. As they go down into 3, it's still Waylon Dimmitt, your race leader. Down the back stretch into 3, Waylon Dimmitt, Robert White, Colson Kirk, your top 3. Doctor's jackets in the air, one more trip around. Colson Kirk gets to the back bumper there, Robert White, but not able to clear him into 3 for the final time. Coming out of turn 4, checkered flag for the 11 of Waylon Dimmitt. Robert White, Colson Kirk, your top 3. That's going to wrap up your POWRi B mods for their heat races. Up next, we got POWRi Pure Stocks on the pole. Going to be the 68 of Rhonda Lampke. And on the outside, the 14 of Derek Davis. Row 2 going to be the 75T of Tyler Shane and the 5 of Mason Beck. Row 3, the 5M of Justin McDowell and the 32 of Richard Adams. Oh, the 5 there of Justin McDowell is coming to a stop over here in the turn 3. Green flag is in the air as they come out of turn 4. Derek Davis up front. Here comes the 5 of Mason Beck, the 75T of Tyler Shane. Richard Adams going to be there as well. Rhonda Lampke's got a cluster all around her on all 4 sides. Derek Davis still the race lead. Mason Beck in second, but he's coming up. Here comes the 75T of Tyler Shane. He's there as well. As they're going to be door-to-door down into turn 3. It's still Derek Davis by about a half a car. Tyler Shane unable to get around the bottom side of Davis, while Mason Beck able to try to slingshot around him on the high side. Out of turn 4, you got a new race leader, the 5 of Mason Beck. Tyler Shane going to try a little bit. Oh, Mason Beck kind of got up a little close to the wall. That's going to let Derek Davis squeeze back up there. As they come out of turn 4, it's going to be a door-to-door drag race. It's still Beck by half a car. Davis, Shane, Adams, Lamke, and McDowell round out the field. Those top 3 cars are just battling it out. Mason Beck still only a half a car lead over the 14 of Derek Davis. Tyler Shane sitting there watching the battle unfold as Beck almost went up into the wall on the backstretch. That's going to give Derek Davis the edge he needs to take back the lead. He's got to lead about 3/4 of a car. But Mason Beck knows what line he needs to hit. Now Shane going to try to come up and get into second as Beck kind of bobbled it a little bit coming out of turn 2. White flag waves, 1 to go, and Tyler Shane up to second. Trying to hold on to it as they're going to go down the backstretch for the final time. Into 3 coming out of turn number 4. Checkered flag waves for the 14 of Derek Davis. Tyler Shane second and Mason Beck third. And with that, our first heat of POWRi Pure Stocks comes to an end. Up next, going to be heat number 2. On the poles, going to be the 42 of Trevor Ellingson, and to his outside, the 19 of Trenton Houston. Row number 2, going to be the 21 of Carson Groniger and the 174 of Derek Lampe. And row 3, going to be the 0 of James Reedus and the 21M of Peyton McDowell. Green flag out of turn 4 for heat 2, POWRi Pure Stocks. Down into 3, we're going to go look at it. It's a cluster. Everybody's still together, bumper to bumper, door to door. Trevor Ellingson, Trenton Houston, Derek Lampe 1, 2, and 3. Carson Groniger sits in 4th. McDowell, Reedus, they're battling it out back here at the back part of the field. As we go down into 3, coming out of turn 4, the drag race is on. It's still Ellingson, Houston, Lampe, Groniger. Oh, Lampe, something's wrong with the wagon. He's going to get her straightened out and get back on the power. James Reed is going to slide up to 3rd. As we come out of turn 4, it's still that 42 machine. Houston second. Now James Reedus up to 3rd. Peyton McDowell coming around Groniger to get into 4th. As Groniger bobbled it there in 1 and 2. Oh, Groniger kind of gives Peyton McDowell a little love tap. James Reed is getting around the 19 of Trenton Houston down on the bottom side to get into 2nd. Now he's got to run down that 42 machine of Trevor Ellingson as they're going to come out of turn 4. Reed is all over the back bumper there. Down the back stretch, we're going to go into 3. Look at this, 3 wide for 1st through 3 and 4. Out of turn 4, it's still Trevor Ellingson, James Reedus, Trenton Houston. James Reedus trying to get around Ellingson on the high side hustle. Out of turn 4, you got a new race leader, the 0 of James Reedus. Trenton Houston going way high through 1 and 2, trying to get as much speed built up around the mighty Midway as he can. As they come out of turn 4 for the final time, checkered flag waves for the 0 of James Reedus. Trevor Ellington 2nd and Trenton Houston 3rd. Uh-oh. He's got the lights on. Someone's in trouble. What? No, like, is it him? Yeah, yeah. What, flagman? What? See, he thinks he's all high and mighty because he's up there in the flag stand looking down on all of us. But what he fails to realize is I'm just a wee bit higher than he is. Ronnie told me to say that. Not like that. Get your mind out of the gutter. And hey, race fans, few things. Don't forget to check our Facebook page to see all the upcoming events and what's going on here at the track. Don't forget to get back here and see these lovely ladies behind the grandstands about entering a raffle for some concert tickets. And don't forget about the 50-50 raffle that we will be drawing at intermission. Go get your tickets. Hey, lady right down there right front. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. Did you go get your 50? No, don't turn around. Did you get your...
Welcome to the My Race Pass app, the #1 app for motorsports fans. We want to make sure you get the most out of your My Race Pass app experience. With your new free account, you can use the My Race Pass app to see race day information, including event entries and official lineups and results for over 600 organizations across North America. You can also see track information and purchase online event tickets for select tracks. With your free account, you can also search for a track or series on the My Race Pass app and favorite their profile to receive news and race day notifications on your mobile device. To see more information and to see which app subscription is best for you, be sure to visit getmrpapp.com. My Race Pass, the ultimate racing resource.
Out of turn 4, green flag is in the air for Heat 1 for your Midwest Modifieds. Dakota Gerard going to lead them on down on 1 and 2, but here comes the 83 of Ben Newell. Colby Lathrop right there in third. Zach Wills going to be sitting in that number 4 spot. Then Muhlenberg and Dampier battling it out for 5th and 6th as lap 1 goes to the 0 of Dakota Gerard. Ben Newell right there. Oh, look out. Lathrop's got company as Willis trying to get around him down on the bottom side. We're pretty much single file through the field right now. Ben Newell trying to catch the 0 of Dakota Gerard. Zach Willis has got a run on the 75 of Colby Lathrop. And Eli Muhlenberg holds on to 5th, but he's got Dylan Dampier all over him. Oh, look out, Lathrop goes around. And then he gets saved by the 25 of Eli Muhlenberg, who parks it down there at the bottom of 1 and 2. That is the yellow. Yellow is out. Yellow is out. All right, here we go. Delaware double file restart. Lights are down. They're going to be green flag when we come out of turn 4. Out of 4, green flag is in the air. Dakota Gerard leads them back down, but here comes the 83. Not able to make it happen as Dakota Gerard's going to pull back out front. Out of turn 4, it is Gerard, Newell, Willis, your top 3, followed in by Dampier and Jackson, your top 5, and then Lathrop and Treadway. We are single file kindergarten style right now as we're going to go down the back stretch. Still Dakota Gerard in that 0 machine, still your race leader. Ben Newell trying to run him down as 1 and 2 the separation between them and the rest of the field. White flag waves, 1 to go. Zach Willis holds on to 3rd. Dylan Dampier 4th. Carter Jackson 5th. 6th and 7th go to Colby Lathrop and Austin Treadway. Out at turn 4 for the final time. Checkered flag for the 0, Dakota Gerard, Ben Newell, and Zach Willis, your top 3. All right, that's going to wrap up Heat 1 for your Midwest Modifieds. Our final heat race of the night. Pulling out onto the track, going to be Heat 2 for your Midwest Modifieds. On the poles, the 7C of Derek Cook and the 27 of Terry Williams. Row number 2 is going to be the 15R of Oakley Ragland and the 8K of Tyler Cadunston. Row 3, going to be the 25J of Ryan Hargis and the 17 of Garrett Parker. And row number 4, all by his lonesome, the 44R of Randall Cushing. Lights are down. We're going to go down the back stretch and into 3. Coming out of turn 4, green flag is in the air. Derek Cook out front leading the charge. Oh, look out. Oh, trouble in turn 4. Derek Cook almost looped it around, but he saved it. But unfortunately, Oakley, Ragland, and Garrett Parker had nowhere to go. Delaware double file restart. Out of turn 4, green flag is back in the air. Tyler Knunston out front, but look at this. Oakley Ragland bobbles it. Hargis, Williams, Cook, everybody going to get around. Up on the top side comes the 8K, going to have the race lead. Ryan Hargis second, Terry Williams third by a bumper, but here comes the 7C of Derek Cook. They're going to be door-to-door silhouetting it down the back stretch and into 3. Out of turn 4, it's all Tyler Knunston. Oh, Terry Williams holds on to third again by the front end of a modified as they're going to go down the back stretch. Out of turn 4, Knunston, Hargis, and Derek Cook back up to that number 3 spot. Derek Cook trying to get out front, back up to the front where he was, but he's got a lot of track between him and Tyler Knunston as he's going to cross the stripe, still in the lead. Hargis, Cook, Williams, Oakley, Ragland, and Garrett Parker round out the field. Coming out of turn 4, you got 2 more trips around for our final heat race of the evening. White flag waves, 1 more trip around for the 8K of Tyler Knunston as they're going to go Turn 4 checkered. Flag waves for the 8K at Tyler Cadunston. Ryan Hargis second and Derek Cook third.